Just like that, we're already on the final week of the high school football regular season. Welcome into Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. It's the final chance for teams to punch their ticket to the TSSAA playoffs next week, and there are a handful of teams whose playoff fate is on the line tonight. But don't worry, we have you covered. Over the next half hour of Football Frenzy Live, I'll break down all the biggest games in the mid-state, including our game of the week, a big Division II AAA showdown between the MBA Big Red and the Ensworth Tigers. Also have several teams playing for the region crown tonight. We'll have highlights of those games, plus post-game reaction and much, much more. First, let's start the night in Davidson County. The Division II Single A Middle Region title game on the line tonight between the defending state champs Nashville Christian Eagles and the Friendship Christian Commanders. First quarter action, Nashville Christian driving. Running back TJ Ward takes the rock, bounces around the left side and into the pylon for the touchdown. 7-0 Nashville Christian. Eagles ball again. Quarterback Jared Curtis takes off running, starts to pick up some speed, but then look what happens next. Cuts back middle of the field, and just as he's about to get tackled, he pitches it to Bryson Holt, and Holt runs it in for the touchdown. That makes it 14-0 Nashville Christian on top. Commanders, though, answer back here in the second quarter. Running back Jaden McGowan tumbles into the end zone, cuts in the lead 14-7, but the Eagles aren't slowing down. Curtis keeps for himself, and the Georgia commit strolls in for the score. Eagles with a big lead at half, and they keep flying. Opening kickoff of the second half, check it out here. Running back Hudson Smith takes the kick, turns on the jets, and breaks loose down the sideline. Smith takes it deep into Friendship Christian territory, then just last second gets pushed out of bounds right before the goal line. But then next play, Curtis able to make a count, pump fakes here, and he just runs it in himself to make it 28-7 in the third. Nashville Christian goes on to win the Middle Region title with a 35-21 victory.
That's one of the goals along the way to the actual goal for the season, which is to win a state championship, and that's always been our goal ever since we've been here. And we don't back off of that, because what you do along the way to make that a possibility is important. So undefeated regular season is not really ever a goal. Now, it happened, and that was great, and it's fun, and we'll celebrate it. Region championship is important because it gives us a first-round bye, gives us the #1 seed. We get the home playoff situation, which is good. So all of that is good because what it works towards, which is ultimately a state championship opportunity. And it didn't look like we wanted it to look tonight, but we got it done, and that's important too.
You heard Coach Brothers' first round bye for the Eagles, and hoping to be back in that state title game come December. Once again, we picked a good one for our game of the week this week. Division II AAA showdown between the Ensworth Tigers and their longtime rivals, the MBA Big Red. Our FFL reporter Joe Dubin watched it all go down, has more on the game of the week.
Hey, Jill, yeah, another great night for high school football in Middle Tennessee. And although we had some big games last night, we had some big games on Friday night, including right here at Ensworth High School as they hosted their longtime rival, MBA. Now, both teams are going to the playoffs next week, which start next Friday night. But you want to go to the playoffs on a winning note. So how both teams fare tonight? Let's go to the highlights. We'll pick this up in the first quarter, no score. Ensworth on the move, and their quarterback, Taylor Hasselbeck, calls his own number and will take a big hit, but he moves the ball inside the 5-yard line. 2 plays later, Hasselbeck will pull a Houdini and fools everyone except for one NBA player, but that would not be enough as the Wyoming football commit will squeeze into the end zone, and Ensworth strikes first. They lead 7-0. Now second quarter, and one of the best running backs in Middle Tennessee goes to work. E.J. Gibson looks to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but what do all football coaches preach? Keep those feet moving, and Gibson does that. He's running faster than I do when I'm chasing the Amazon delivery person. Touchdown, Ensworth. They go up 14-0 and would lead 21-0 at the half. And the final score tonight, Ensworth takes it 28-7, so they head into the playoffs with that momentum. Jill, coming out in just a little bit, we'll catch up with the head coach of the winning team, Tim Hasselbeck, on how his Ensworth Tigers played tonight. We'll see you in just a few.
Thanks, Joe. Let's go ahead and check in on our Thursday night rivals game of the week. Big Region 3 6A showdown between the undefeated Oakland Patriots and their rivals, the Riverdale Warriors. Oakland claims the title with a win. Riverdale needs a win and some help from Rockville. Patriots wasting no time in this one. Opening kickoff, Giovanni Malone takes the kick, turns on the wheels and breaks free 94 yards to the house. Not even 6 seconds into the game, and Malone gets Oakland on the board with that opening kickoff return for a score. Warriors, though, strike back. Quarterback Gavin Hampton drops a dime right into the hands of freshman Luke Tritch. Game tied 7-7. The two teams would go back and forth all the way up until the fourth quarter. Game tied 21-21 with 7 minutes left to play. Oakland quarterback Dante Cameron doesn't like what he sees, steps up into the pocket, and takes off running. Cameron somehow escapes the pressure, still on his feet, and he races into the end zone for the 43-yard touchdown. That gives Oakland the lead in the fourth quarter, and the Patriots hold on from there. Oakland claims the Region 3 6A title with a 35-21 win.
Well, you know, I think they come from a pretty good bloodline, I think. They got to see our seniors come from behind all year long, and so they're made out of the right stuff. That's the kind of guys that we can go, you know, to battle with. And we love playing four-quarter ball games, and we hadn't done it in a while. And give Riverdale credit. They gave us all that we wanted, but in the fourth quarter, we won.
Quick look at some final scores from across Week 11. Remember, the top 4 teams make the playoffs in public school division. Blackman defeats Rockville 35-7, clinches second place in Region 3 6A. Siegel downs Laverne 27-6. Smyrna shuts out Stewart's Creek 27-0. In Region 4 6A, Gallatin gets the win over Wilson Central 33-0 and locks up third place. Cookeville gets second place in the second place spot, defeating Lebanon 24-7. And Green Hill repeats as the Region 4 6A champs. They got the win over Mount Juliet 39-13. Page finishes the regular season perfect at 9-0 thanks to a 28-6 win over Nolensville. East Robertson also stays perfect and defeats East Nashville 32-22 to win the 6th 2A title. Last but not least, Pearl Cone. They started off tough, but they got a big 42-10 win over Liberty Creek. So that 0-4 start, the Firebirds then rattled off 6 straight to win the Region 6 4A title. All right, we are just getting started here on Football Frenzy Live. We're not even halfway through our Week 11 games, and we still have post-game reaction ahead. Stay with us. The Frenzy is back right after this.
You're watching Football Frenzy Live!